Good evening, everyone. My name is Jade Martin, and I'm the Planning Operations Trainee for the McCash Fire. I want to provide some information on the operations taken during our day shift, and also give you some information on what we have planned for tonight. Starting off on the south end of the fire, we had crews engaged on the Iron Phone Road, and they continued north from the hay press fire of 2017. They did mop-up operations along the roadway here on Iron Phone, and they worked this fire perimeter all the way up towards T-Bar. The perimeter is looking really good. We're continuing with those mop-up operations, getting a little bit of depth on that fire's edge. And they also worked a few spots in that area, which we had from last night. We had around 3 to 4 spots, and they continued to work those spots today, and everything is looking pretty good with those. Moving on to the T-Bar area. This is where we conducted those firing operations from yesterday's shift. We had crews also working that line. That line is plumbed. We're using a lot of water in there, doing a lot of mop-up and working that section all the way up towards the Hans residence. Going up to this northwest corner towards the lookout location, we've also plumbed this dozer line that goes down to the Hans residence, and we've been working on mop-up operations in there as well. Last night we had, at the end of yesterday's shift, we had a couple spot fires that got into the Yukon burn in 2017, and we worked those with aviation yesterday. We were able to get some hand crews in there today, mop those couple spot fires up, and we didn't have any movement tonight, and we're still going to have folks in there in the night shift working those sections. Coming along to the north edge of the fire, this section in here today, we tried to get aviation in there to work those, and the flights that they took out there, the visibility was really low, and we weren't able to work that with any aerial resources. But we did have a little bit of activity pick up towards Kings Creek in here tonight, and we're going to be continuing to assess where that fire location is with our night crews. Coming over up into the Highway 96 corridor, the resources in there continue to assess structures up towards the Clear Creek area, and then continue with structure preparation in there. They're putting in hose lays and sprinkler systems in there, doing what they can for creating fuel breaks around those structures, and we are prioritizing that section because of the proximity to the fire's location. Moving over to the Elk Creek structure group, those resources continued prepping structures as well, hose lays, putting in sprinkler systems over in Elk Creek. They started over by the Norcross campgrounds, and they're starting to progress north towards Happy Camp. We expect those same tactics going on for a few more days. There's quite a bit of work in Elk Creek, but we are finding some progress here going down, and our assessments have been close to completed on those, and we're going to continue with preparation efforts. So for tonight, our main focus with the resources are still going to be our monitoring and doing the patrols in the vehicles, and doing mopping up the spots as necessary in that Patterson area and the T-Bar area, and getting folks still up on this piece of dozer line north of the Hans residence there. We're going to have resources also on Highway 96 throughout the night. Just keeping eyes on fire activity there. We want to definitely have a presence out there to make sure that we know the fire's location and the proximity to the 96 corridor. With that being said, we do want to pass on the message that if you are driving through the area on the 96, visibility might be impacted a bit there, because we have been seeing a lot of smoke settling in along the Klamath River in the 96 corridor. So if you are in this area, just be safe and be aware of the smoke impacts to visibility. Have a good night.